We'll continue. So, when describing a natural disaster or a man-made catastrophe, such as an airplane crash or a major fire event, reporters emphasize the number of people killed, injured, and left homeless. They also emphasize the amount of damage in terms of rupees caused by that fire breakout or even a natural disaster, the damage that was caused to the buildings or other objects lost in the disaster. So this is the emphasize they have to reporters in the least they have to emphasize the magnitude how it is going to or how it affected the people. That is the magnitude of the story. Next is stress the unusual. It is leads. They also emphasize the unusual. So what is this unusual? I'll give you an example. Lead about a lead about a board of education meeting or other governmental agencies should not report the unnecessary details. I'm reading out an example. Listen carefully. The board met at 8 p.m. at a local school and began its meeting with the pledge. So, this is what reported in the newspaper. Listen carefully. The board met at 8 p.m. at a local school and began its meeting with the pledge. So these facts are routine and not newsworthy at all. Because most school board meets every board, most school that is a board meets every couple of weeks and usually at the same time and at the same place also. And many meetings begin all their routine like a prayer, pledge, etc. So leads should emphasize the unique. They should not concentrate or focus on the usual or something which is which happens every day. So they have to give emphasize or stress the unusual. The action that follows those routine or which does not happen everywhere, that has to be focused. Next is localize and update your lead. So reporters they are trained to localize and update their leads whenever possible by emphasizing their community's involvement in stories. So readers are most interested in stories affecting their own lives and the lives of other people they know. So reporters they most often they try to localize stories that arise in other parts of the world. For example, when this bomb exploded in Sri Lanka, newspapers across India they reported they did not actually report the blast alone, but they tried to localize the story on the basis of how innocent lives were affected after the disaster or after the blast. So this is how they have to localize the event. So not every lead can be updated or localized, so it is practically impossible. If a story has no new or local angles, report reporters must report it in a simple straightforward manner. They should not distort the story in any way or fabricate any new or local angles to the story, so they have to be careful. Next, guideline be objective and attribute opinions. So they have to be objective in presenting their news story. They can't be biased in their writing. So reporters can't be biased. Their writing can't be biased. The leads of a news story, like the rest of the story, must be objective. That is very clear. So, like rest of the news story, the leads also must be objective. So, reporters are expected to gather and convey facts to their readers, not to comment upon it. So, they should not interpret or advocate it. That is not their duty. Reporters' duties are only to report, to present only facts to the readers. They have no right to comment, interpret, or advocate. Reporters can avoid infuriating or offending readers by keeping their